Spending time with our team, finding out what inspires them, interests them, what they fear, what they hope for, are the fundamental building blocks of good communication. These efforts lead to a better understanding of how to build a trust with each person in the team. The starting point has to be making the time available to have those conversations and not just the prerequisite ones at performance review time. Konnichiwa and welcome to the Leadership Japan series. I'm your host in Tokyo, Dr. Greg Story, President of Dale Carnegie Training Japan, and more importantly, you are a student of leadership, highly motivated to be the best in your business field. Today's show is brought to you by our public and in-house seminar series. We run 2 public seminars each month, both half days, full days, on popular topics like negotiations, public speaking, time management. If you are seeking these types of skill solutions, you could host them in-house or just send people along to our public events. If you have a performance or people challenge in Japan, then maybe we can help you. Contact me at greg.story, that's greg.story, S-T-O-R-Y, at dalecarnegie.com. Access our free white papers, guidebooks, reports, training videos, blogs, newsletters, course information, plus much, much more at japan.dalecarnegie.com. I do 3 weekly podcasts, and if you have an interest in presentations, search for the Presentations Japan series on iTunes, and if your interest is sales, then look for the Sales Japan series also on iTunes. Before we get going today, our handy phrase is mushi mushi suru ne. Mushi mushi suru ne, which means so muggy, isn't it? So muggy, isn't it? Mushi mushi suru ne. Mushi mushi suru ne. So muggy, isn't it? Well, it's not very muggy in Japan at the moment because we're getting into winter, but if you're in a hot climate, then here's a handy statement. When it's really muggy, you can say, mushi mushi suru ne. Mushi mushi suru ne. This is episode number 177, and today we are talking about trust. Leaders gain automatic trust by dint of their position power. Title and authority ensure people will toe the line, laugh at our jokes, tell us yes. This type of trust only goes so far, though, in gaining the willing cooperation of the team members. In a busy life, however, with so many demands on our time, we mentally merge automatic trust with earned trust and confuse the two. Earned trust differs from automatic trust because it is based on the reality of our interactions and communication with our team. This is the walk as opposed to the talk. We imagine we have established a trust relationship with the team and therefore are getting their full support for our efforts to progress the business. As Yogi Berra once noted, leading is easy. It is getting people to follow you that is the hard part. Time management is closely related to trust. The ability to leverage oneself as a leader and get others to work on projects for us means we can concentrate on high-level tasks that only we can do. However, if the trust is not there, the person receiving the task feels unmotivated and lacking in commitment to do what needs to be done. If we are not able to trust our team, we are afraid to delegate because we're concerned they will not be reliable and we will suffer later when things go wrong. The flip side of this scenario is we don't delegate and therefore kill ourselves twice. Once by not developing our people, by giving them a chance to grow through taking accountability and responsibility for high-level tasks to them. Secondly, because we murder our own time management abilities by heaping too much work on our own shoulders, ensuring we are doing mainly lower and medium value tasks for the most part. Discretionary effort is that jewel whereby our team want to go beyond, to innovate, create, think ahead and step up. They get paid for their services, of course, but this is a much higher level of commitment. It goes far beyond the basic expectations of labour in exchange for money. When the trust levels are high, then the discretionary effort levels are also very high. Building trust is not a one and done effort. It is a constant, and we can be adding to and withdrawing from our trust account with our team. We lose our temper and lash out at one of the crew. Well, the previously accumulated trust now goes through the floor. We take exception, strong exception, to a suggestion from a team member. In doing so, we just cancel their innovation ticket. We say one thing but do another. Or we say something and do nothing, provide no follow-through, etc. And the trust is out the window. We are well-intentioned, hard-working, busy people, so we cut corners all the time to get it all done. One of those corners is with our communication. We are chronic non-communicators. Now, some listening to this may be thinking, no, I'm not. Talking a lot and telling everyone what to do isn't the type of communication I'm referring to. I'm on about the communication facility that leads to increasing trust. This is the communication of explaining the why, of listening, of asking for input, of seeking beyond the limitations of your own experience and ideas. This requires more time than telling those around us what to do and how to do it. Here is where we close the loop on ourselves, like a hangman's noose around our own necks. We don't have the trust to delegate, therefore we don't have the time to communicate properly. So we fail to build sufficient trust to delegate, and so around and around we go. Spending time with our team, finding out what inspires them, interests them, what they fear, what they hope for, are the fundamental building blocks of good communication. These efforts lead to a better understanding of how to build a trust with each person in the team. The starting point has to be making the time available to have those conversations, and not just the prerequisite ones at performance review time. These have to be built in an already packed schedule. This means we have to take the delegation process seriously. If we are delegating properly, we are matching the task with the person's career path and development track. We are having a discussion where we sell the value of the task as part of their personal development process, as opposed to a hospital pass of something bothersome and unpleasant. It means having them set the plan, the relevant milestones, and we just monitor the execution and make sure it's on track. This conversation and follow-up requires time, and that is where best intentions are often sacrificed on the altar of expediency. We uphold in principle, but we allow all manner of competing priorities to push this down the list of things we need to be focused on. Eventually, it just seeps away almost unnoticed. We need to change our mindset, work habits, time scheduling, or nothing will advance. Instead of 10 years of experience, we'll just be repeating the same year 10 times in a row. How easily does this happen? All too easily in the busy life of a leader. Earned trust is so valuable for the leader, and there is a price to be paid to receive it. That is time and consideration. If we really value our people, then we will vote for them to be higher up in our priority list. Because of this higher attention escalation, the necessary conversations are held, the time is spent, and repeated consistently. This consistency builds lasting trust. Action steps from today. 1. Understand the difference between position power and gaining earned trust. 2. Learn how to delegate properly. 3. Check to see you are really communicating rather than imagining you are. 4. Make time available to get to really know your team. Thank you for joining the Leadership Japan series. We hope you enjoyed today's show, brought to you by the Seminar series. As mentioned, if you have a performance or people challenge in Japan, then maybe we can help you. Contact me at greg.story, greg.story, story at dalecarnegie.com. Also, remember to access your Dale Carnegie Training free reports, white papers, guidebooks, training videos, blogs, newsletters, course information, plus much, much more. Go to japan.dalecarnegie.com and have a look. Check out my other podcast, the Presentations Japan series and the Sales Japan series on iTunes.